The Leafs ring in the month of February with 2 wins and a loss. And normally I'd be happy about a week like this. But let's just say that loss was, well, soul-crushing. I will be spending the next few minutes banishing that game from my memory. Welcome to the penalty box. Leafs win 4-3 in the shootout against the Florida Panthers. Chris Versteeg opens the scoring in this one. Yes, you heard me right, the Leafs actually scored the first goal in a game, for once. From an impossible angle behind the red line, hacks away at it and banks it in off of Clemenson's rear end. Hey, it may not be pretty, but count it. Florida ties it up with less than 2 minutes left when the Panthers get a 3-on-1 going against Caberlet. Higgins to Weiss to the net, it's tied. But 20 seconds later, MacArthur scoops it up behind the red line, back to Kelemen from the face-off dot. Bam! It's 2-1, Kulemen's 17th, which is a new career high in goals. But Florida ties it up 5 minutes into the second with David Booth standing by the side of the net, just shoveling it in. But less than 2 minutes later, Toronto regains the lead as the Leafs take it off the face-off back to Caberlet at the point. Unleashed, it tips off Grabowski and the Leafs are up 3-2. And things stay that way until the third. And with less than 5 minutes left in the third, the Leafs are trying to kill off a Phil Kessel elbowing penalty and... yep, kind of saw that coming. Corey Stillman tips the Dmitry Kulikov shot past Jiggy. It's off to OT. Nearing the end of the extra frame, Phil Kessel flying down center looking for redemption, dangles past the defense, in alone on net! But Clemenson gets the pad out and Kessel is denied. He's been snake-bit lately. Last scoring on January 11th against the Sharks, which is 10 games ago, and he wouldn't break out of it this week. Anyway, on to the shootout with the Leafs up first. Versteeg tries the plain old wrister. No, sir. David Booth's up next for the Panthers, and he proves he's been watching the Leafs. With the Grabowski spinorama, it's in. Bozak with the simple deke puts it 5-hole, and the shootout's tied. Jiggy gets the pad out on Michael Santorelli, and here come the third shooters. Colby Armstrong up next. He brings the move from Pittsburgh with the leg lift, forehand, backhand, in. And it's all up to JS. Shooter tries the deke, but Jaguar stays with him and he cannot beat the pad. There it is. Leafs win 4-3. And after the game, more good news came from the Leafs as they announced the very next day that they've managed to sign Mike Brown to a 3-year contract extension. Word is that he gets paid $760,000 in the first year, and $725,000 in the subsequent 2 years. This is great news, because Brown is one of those guys that while he may not be skilled, he is one of the hardest workers on the ice. Delivers big hits, stands up for his teammates, gets into fights despite being only 5'10". It's everything you want in a fourth liner. And it's a good price to pay, nice and cheap, no downsides to this one. Now the word coming from an anonymous source close to the head office is that the Leafs are working on a contract with another important piece of the puzzle, Mike Brown's mustache. Leafs win 3-0 in the grudge match against Carolina. This game featured 2 former Red Deer Rebel goalies, Cam Ward and rookie James Reimer, getting another call-up from the Marlies. And this game was physical. In fact, I'd be willing to bet money that the first was the toughest period Toronto played this season. Colby Armstrong sets the tone early, laying out Harrison. Beauchemin kept it going, just running over Patrick Dwyer. And of course, Jay Rosehill dropping the gloves with Tim Gleason, making him pay the price for the punch to Kulemen. And in spite of all that action, the game remains scoreless as we head to the second. But midway through the second, MacArthur opens the scoring with a blast from the point as Cam Ward is screened by Nikolai Kulemen. He never saw it coming. And later on in the second, with the Leafs killing a 2-man advantage for the Canes, Tim Brent does something amazing. With rookie Jeff Skinner in possession of the puck, finding a shooting lane at the top of the circles, he winds up and Tim Brent dives in front of the puck, deflecting it wide of the net. That's gotta hurt. But Brent wasn't done. 20 seconds later, on the very same shift, still on the 2-man advantage, Eric Stahl gets the puck at the point, and bam! Another Tim Brent shot block. Still not over, Stahl gets the puck back again, and Tim Brent dives in front of the shot again. 3-point blasts from 2 All-Stars over the course of 30 seconds. Brent, you are a champ. 5 minutes left in the third. Boyce puts the Leafs up by 2, forcing the defensive turnover and snapping it past Ward. And Tim Brent puts the Leafs up by 3 with the shot from the side of the net. Can't miss. What? Cam Ward with the insane glove save just reaches back and swats it out of the air. I don't know how you do that. Possibly the save of the year. But the Leafs get it back, and 10 seconds later, Versteeg finds the back of the net, and the Leafs coast to a 3-0 victory. First shutout the Leafs have recorded this season, and the first career NHL shutout for 22-year-old rookie phenom James Reimer. He stops 27 shots for the shutout, and while that may not sound that impressive, by the time the Leafs had gotten 27 shots, they had already scored 2 on Ward, and Ward's an all-star. But there's one thing about this game that truly baffles me. Here's the thing, when the Leafs play physical, they dominate the game and usually win. Exhibit A, the Leafs play the Hurricanes before the All-Star break, they're physical, they dominate, they win. Exhibit B, the Leafs play the Hurricanes after the All-Star break, they're physical, they dominate, they win. So you'd think that when you do something and it works, you try it more often. Yet the Leafs as a unit sometimes seem hesitant to break out the hits. Why? Granted, this can't be said of all players. There are a few guys who do their best to be physical every night and who never take a shift off. Mike Brown, Colby Armstrong, Dion Phaneuf, Jay Rosehill, Cole Knorr, Mike Brown's mustache. I'm a big fan of the mustache. And the call-up and win of James Reimer went one thing: too many goalies. So one had to be sent down, and in a move that was kind of surprising but at the same time really wasn't, Jonas Gustafsson was sent down to the Marlies for 2 weeks for conditioning. And it's the right choice. Gustafsson lately has not been the goalie he's shown he can be when he's on. Send him down to the AHL, give him a few starts, get his confidence back, and when the time's up, see what he can do. Anyway, those are the only games that happened this week. So, have a good one. See you next week. What's that? Am I going to cover the game in Buffalo? I don't recall any game in Buffalo. Leafs lose 6-2 against the Buffalo Sabres. There, are you happy? James Reimer starts in net for this massacre, and oh boy. The game started off okay, the Leafs were hitting, Dion Phaneuf doing his thing. But 3 minutes in, things fall apart as Buffalo opens the scoring and never looks back. By the time we reach the 8-minute mark in the second period, Buffalo's up 4-0. Toronto answers back to make it 4-1, but Buffalo would net another one before the period was out, 5-1. And Reimer would not return for the third. And yeah, good move to pull him, but I thought he should have been pulled after the third goal. Not because he was playing badly himself, but because the defense was not protecting him at all. Pull him before his confidence is destroyed. Anyway, Jaguar steps in to stop the bleeding, but the final score is 6-2. Ugh, that's all I have to say about this game. Soul-crushing, depressing, just awful game all around. So we'll just move past it. Leafs are improving. Can they keep this up to move up the standings? Not looking for playoffs here. I just want out of the bottom 5. Anyway, that's it for my end. Hope you all enjoyed the All-Star break and the Super Bowl. I'll see you next week. Go Leafs, go!